The World Superbike Championship leaves Aragon and heads over to the Estoril circuit in Portugal. Welcome to round 11 of the 2025 season. It's time for the 15-minute Superpole session to decide the running order for Race 1 and the Superpole ahead of this weekend's Grand Prix action. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box. We're a few moments away from the green light going on and the session being underway. 45 seconds until that green light. Just had news, Sam Lowes is also officially now declared unfit for this weekend's action. So we are down 4 riders just inside the first practice segment. That is just completely unbelievable that we've lost so many already. So we're keeping an eye on how things need to go and hopefully it'll all be okay soon. But the green light is about to go on. The session will be underway. Greg Hayes just talking at the moment with Jonathan Ray up in the commentary box as we get ready. Let's head down to the pits.
It is, but he's been going pretty well. Maybe that's because he's only got 2 rounds.
Yeah, Jonathan was absolutely flying in FP3 this morning. There was one point where he's like 2nd or 3rd in that session. I think he ended up like 5th or 6th or something. So going really, really well. And he's had a bit of a rejuvenation, hasn't he, over the last few rounds? And yeah, I've joked with him, you know, is this meaning that the retirement might be off? But he still seems adamant that that's going to happen. But who knows?
He wants to go out on a high. Okay, well, let's hand down to Greg Haynes and Jonathan Ray. Oh, I mean, I don't know who's actually in the commentary box now. Is James back in?
He's got back in. He's got back.
Hang on. 2 rounds, maybe.
Jonathan?
I expected better of you, Rachel. Thank you very much.
He's tied him up. He's under the...
Shaky and you, Greg.
Let him out. Unbelievable. Anyway, you got your way back in, didn't you, somehow?
Hey, you got to watch your back. You can't leave out lying down too long in this little place, can you?
No. Watch your seat, James. Watch your seat. Well, guys, enjoy this Superpole session.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's very loud down there, isn't it? I always forget how loud it is until you're in the pit lane. You can just hear the engines blasting away. But this is the situation in terms of who's taken pole positions here before. It was Toprak last year. And as we've already heard, Toprak has been on the podium, James, in every single race he's done here. I mean, that is an incredible record, isn't it? He's done 12 races on the podium every time. That's just madness.
It is madness, but that's what you get from the world champ. And there's the fan base there at this beautiful racetrack here in Portugal. Iker Lecuona comes down the pit lane. And that's Tito Rabat. He's had a pretty decent weekend. You saw him actually fall off on that track guide that Jonathan Ray's just done in turn kind of 12, just to go into turn 12. So I'm looking forward to seeing Iker on Ducati next year. But the Hondas do well around here. He was on the podium last year, let's not forget. So he's just coming back from injury, though. So I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the Spaniard. But I think this race is going to be one of the most important races for Nicolo Bulliger. He wants to beat Toprak as a world champion, toe-to-toe with him. He doesn't want to be world champion as much next year without him in the championship. And if he wants to beat him, he has to beat him in this race.
As I'm sure you will know by now, Jake Dixon and Somkiat Tranchodos coming across from the MotoGP paddock to replace Lecuona, who's off to Ducati, Vieja, who's off to Patamaxis, Yamaha. That's an interesting one. And there's a new team principal as well for Honda for 2026. You can hear bikes streaming down at the start-finish straight because we are 2 minutes into this session. And here you are. Taz McKenzie on the blue bike was on the right-hand side there. And he had a crash through here at turn 1 yesterday.
A lot of riders having a few difficulties in the first couple of sectors as they head down. There's Xavi Vieja in the Honda HRC squad from Spain. Just hooking it up nicely. You can see where the riders are. Got a couple of them coming through the last couple of corners. Sector 1's already been complete. Top right with the 19.3, 19.4s for Axel Bassani and Remy Gardner. It's 93 Xavi Vieja, same as what we see with Top right Razgat Leolu. And Xavi Vieja is to join Yamaha in 2026 after 4 seasons with Honda. He'll join the Patamaxis Yamaha team alongside Andrea Locatelli. So that's been announced coming in to today. So there's been a few more changes over than what we actually needed to see. With 12 minutes to go, here is Toprak Razgat Leolu, second sector 42-2.
better chance of finishing third in this World Championship. Now Danilo Petrucci is out with that broken metacarpal. Real shame for the Italian. In the gym, he had a resistant band that came off the anchorage, and he's whacked his hand on the side of some kind of metal unit, and with the pins in his metacarpals, it's hit it and broken one of the metacarpals, so he's not able to ride here, the Italian. And with only 31 points separating Andrea Locatelli and Alvaro Bautista from Danilo Petrucci, the third place is well up for grabs now.
A 1:34.743.
Already, it's an all-time lap record from Toprak Razgatlioglu. Fabulous start to qualifying.
Previous best was a 1:35.3 from Jonathan Ray 3 years ago. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. 0.6 of a second underneath the lap record. That is unbelievable, like you say, Greg. Now, Nicola Bulliger, though, if you want this championship, you have to match him at least, and he is matching him. He's right there. Nicolo, as he's coming to this chicane here, Alvaro Bautista only 0.3 off as well. This looks like this qualifying session has warmed up pretty quickly. Watch out.
Yeah, they are not going to give it anything back. Apparently yellow flags out turn 9 and 10. Can't see anyone down there in our driver tracker, but the yellow flags are out. Racing also not working, as you can see. It's the 95 that has crashed at turn 10. Over the line comes Alvaro Bautista then. Is he quicker or not? He goes second fastest. Nicolo Bulliger's just behind him. Does he take provisional pole position? Bulliger second, 1:35.331, so he's 6/10 away. He can't even get the traction time at the moment, which is a surprise. The yellow flag now out as the 95's rejoined, so the 9 and 10 chicane. Hope there's not too much of a problem down there, but Toprak Razgatlioglu is improving over the line, and it's even faster. 1:34.669. There is no stopping him. He is super duper fast out here today.
Absolutely unbelievable bike control. A 1:34.6, the first ever 1:34 around this track, and he's not just done one. He's done two of them back to back, half a second underneath the all-time lap record.
Rather ominous, to put it very mildly, indeed, for everybody else. But that replay of this down into turn 1 is incredible. He's going from 305 kilometres per hour, well over 200 miles an hour in less than 300 metres, to just 78 kilometres per hour. He's on the brakes for 5.5 seconds, 1.5 G of maximum deceleration, 4.8 kilos of force on the lever, and 10.2 bar of pressure through the braking system, and he is spectacular. And what do they say about all of the greats, whether it's bikes or cars? It's on the braking where you make up most of your time. Here comes his old teammate Locatelli behind his current teammate for 2 more rounds, Jonathan Ray. Jerez next weekend will bring the curtain down. Brilliant stuff there. Great tactics from Yamaha. Jonathan moves out of the way and comes into the pit lane. Locatelli is currently 8th, but this could be the front row. No, he's lost some time in that last sector. The middle of the second row then in 5th place, as he now goes down into Toprak's favourite corner at turn 1. James, I know you were walking with Toprak into the circuit here on Thursday morning. Any advice given from any one of you to the other?
Well, he can give me more advice than I can give him these days, that is for sure, but he seems relaxed. Interesting, I saw your interview with him. I've just mentioned it in the show this morning. He didn't like you mentioning the championship, did he? He shut that question down. He didn't want to talk about it. There you go, look at the style as he skids into the garage, and a nice tap on the rear from Phil Myron as well. Job done, it seems. I can't see anybody getting close to that lap. Let's hear what he's saying.
No, can't hear much.
Phil, little grin on Phil's face, so that kind of tells you everything, doesn't it? I think they must have had an idea in their mind what lap time he could achieve, because he was obviously this morning 35.2. He was already 1/10 under the lap record this morning on race tyres, so it was a high chance that he was going to break the 35 mark, and he did. And the fans here have witnessed a motorcycle going around this circuit, a sub-35 for the very first time. Here's Nicolo.
All the talk is about Toprak going to MotoGP with Pramac Yamaha next season. But of course, let's not forget that this man's already renewed his contract, hasn't he, for next year here in World Superbike. And it includes, James, several development rides on the... There's Mr. Shaky Bernie's looking confident with Josh behind him. We can see you from a long shot, Shaky. You didn't know where I was, but I could see you, and I love that power as you make your way down the pit lane. We've cut away now to listen to Taz McKenzie.
Looks like he's got a bit of fire in his eyes. Did the younger Scottish rider.
It was quite a surprising incident yesterday at turn 1, wasn't it? The first few minutes of free practice 1, he went down. You said it was just a mistake on that occasion, James, for Taz?
It's a relatively new bike for him still, and obviously a relatively new circuit. So as you come out of this last corner, turn 13 at Estoril, you are travelling, and you are over 200 miles an hour before you hit the brakes into that corner there. And that's a great drone shot, because you can see it slightly downhill and slightly off camber as you go into the first corner, and it just caught him out, unfortunately.
Well, we're going to head down to Shaky in a second, because Sam Lowes, if you are just joining us, has been declared unfit with, I believe, the official word is some bruising to his chest. Now, I don't know whether that's from a training incident or something that happened in Aragon. Hopefully we can find out shortly with Shaky, because Sam looked good this morning. He was second, 3.5 tenths down on Toprak Razgatlioglu as Jonathan Rea rejoins the action behind Budiger. Shaky, down to you.
The reason I was marching down pit lane was because this man, Sam Lowes, Sam, you were second earlier on in FP3, looking absolutely fantastic. Then we got the news that you're not going to be competing. What's up?
Yeah, I've just got a bit of injury that I picked up at training last week, and I was struggling a bit yesterday, and then after the FP2 it was even worse, and then I went out this morning and I would use a softer tyre. Felt all right, but I can't string the laps together, so yeah, there's no chance of me doing 20 laps. So out of fairness for everyone and for myself, we'll try and rest and get better for next week. But it's yeah, bit of pain at the minute.
Next week you'll be back in the ref though, Sam?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Like I said, I just can't do the laps here. The last sector I'm really struggling, change direction with my body, and it just took us a bit of a toll. So rest up now. I'm going to get some treatment today in Lisbon already in the chamber, and try and be there next week.
You've got Leon Camia there, your rider coach. Can't you lend him your levers and send him out?
I don't think he'll quite fit in there, will he? A bit short for him.
Sam, wish you the best of luck for a rev.
Cheers, thank you.
Oh, that's a shame. Sam, get well soon. Thank you very much for that, Shaky. But that's a shame also for his championship, isn't it, James? Because Sam is 6th and he's only 15 points ahead of his brother. And the Bimotor's going well this weekend. But this is the fun and games commencing with 5 minutes to go. Montella's following Rea, who is following Budiger. Are we going to see Jonathan Rea on one more World Superbike podium before it all ends in just 8 days' time at Jerez in Spain? We reckon this is his best chance at Estoril. One more podium, as I said in the track guide, is 265 for number 65. And James, as we go into the bridge and up to the right-hander at turn 3, he is right on the back of Nicolo Budiger. And Budiger himself is currently, after split 1, going quicker than Toprak and trying to grab pole position.
This is one of the most important laps of Nicolo Budiger's career. If he wants any chance of going head-to-head with Toprak this weekend, he has to be on that front row, and he has to have a chance of getting in front of Toprak into turn 1 in the race later on today. And Jonathan Rea is absolutely anchored onto the back of it. Look at the lap that Nicolo's doing here. Coming out of turn 6 here, this double apex right-hander, left-hander over the crest, into turn 7, down the hill. And it looks like Jonathan's putting a little bit more time on him through this section, but Nicolo Budiger is still right there, potentially, to take this pole position, and he's under now, Greg, at section 3.
Wow, if Budiger pulls this off, he will have gone on this lap 0.6 of a second, over 0.6 of a second quicker than he's been at any point through the weekend so far. The Italian is responding nice. So far brilliantly, and as you say, that was a great line through turn 12.
Let's see if he can do it, though, up towards the line. Budiger needs to get ahead of Toprak Razgatlioglu, who's currently on a 1:34.669. Over the line comes Budiger. Can he take the championship fight to Toprak Razgatlioglu? Yes, he can! 1:34.549. It's provisional pole position and a new all-time lap record, but can he get it stopped down to turn 1? Just about, has to go wide. But it's Budiger on provisional pole position here at the moment in Estoril. Can Toprak fight back? Look at the first sector. He's up by 1/10 of a second. Sector 2, he's up even more. Jonathan Rea's got into 3rd position now, 1:35.227.
Scratching his chin there, and he's a little bit nervous because you can see all the yellow indicators just behind him. But what a lap. He was on the front row last year, and he could be on the front row this year.
Always been on the podium.
Almost as we join him, 2 tenths inside of Budiger. This is going to be a low 1:34 if he keeps this up, James. Whoever would have believed this was possible? We need to start believing these things because he does it all the time. He's coming down into the right-hander at turn 8, and then up to the hook, turn 9, because of its shape. Now, 2 tenths inside. This could be a 1:34.3 or even better. Here's
Remy Gardner. Is this going to be the front row of the grid? It depends on his last sector. Could be at least row 2. Fourth, it is indeed row 2. So Ray and Gardner on Yamahas are 3rd and 4th.
Yep, but now let's take a look to Top Rack. Is coming out of the last corner. He's got 3 red sector times at the moment. Can he find an improvement up towards the line now? Top Rack Razgatlioglu, 2 provisional pole position. Yes! It's a 1:34.203, a much better lap time on top of it. So now it really is Top Rack versus Bulliger for the end of this championship battle. Top Rack can win it this weekend. He'll need to win all 3 races and Bulliger to crash in 1. But it is possible for Top Rack to be crowned World Superbike Champion this weekend.
3/10 down. I mean, they're all smashing the lap records now in that leading bunch, aren't they? Who else is improving? Lecuona on his return after a strange crash yesterday in afternoon practice when the front brake stuck on. And we hear that Vieja had the same issue but managed to escape without a crash. Lecuona's down in 16th place, probably a little bit battered and bruised, looking to move up a few spots. Bassani on his Bimotor is out there and it could move up towards the 2nd row of the grid. So if he does, it'll push Jonathan Ray down to 7th.
Yeah, this is a wonderful qualifying session. A 34.2 is absolutely phenomenal around this circuit, and what a pole position it's going to be. There isn't any more yellow indicators to threaten that time, or just losing the front slightly into turn 7 for Alvaro Bautista. Here's Axel Bassani on the Bimotor, like he was just saying there, whoever's he's down in 9th, and this possibly could get him inside the top 6. Like Greg was saying, is Jonathan Ray going to be demoted to the 3rd row with this? He's got to really get this last corner, turn 13 right. Locatelli moves out of his way. Let's see him getting on the throttle. 3rd gear just there. A little bit of wheel spin, but that looked pretty good, Greg.
It did. He's lost a touch in sector 3. Let's see. I'm not sure it is going to be enough now for row 2 because of that time he's lost. Let's see. No, it's not. It's his best, but he actually stays, we can tell you, in 9th place. Well done, Ryan Vickers, with all that talk in the paddock about him going to BSB. He said he'd like to return to World Superbike in the future, but it sounds like he's off quite possibly to PBM in BSB, with maybe Scott Redding moving to Honda. All very unofficial, but that's the talk of the paddock here at Estoril. So Vickers has gone 11th. That's a very good run indeed. He's ahead of Van der Mark. Taz Mack, by the way, despite the crash, is in 14th place, and he's back out there on another lap now as well. So Tyrone McKenzie having a very good session again in that 14th position. Those who are lower down than they would like are Montella, who is 16th, Sofoglu on the Motor X Yamaha. Although he still has the 2024 engine, he does have a 25 frame and swing arm this weekend, which he's been looking to enjoy. Michael Rinaldi's not feeling very well at all. He's having a medical check at the end of the session, suffering gastroenteritis symptoms. So poor Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Must be horrible to be out there feeling so unwell. Top Rack, look, he's still pushing on. And the reason he's doing this is to see how that pink marked qualifying tyre performs for the Superpole race, of course, James, which is the 10-lapper tomorrow morning.
Absolutely, good point, Greg, because Nicola Bulliger, he took the victory off this man last year with that qualifying tyre. So he's seeing if the BMW can look after the tyre. We always know that Ducati can look after it with a little bit better electronics, it seems, but you can see there Top Rack is still pushing. It's about half a second slower than he has done on his fastest lap. As he crosses the line now, what's it going to be? Yeah, half a second. So, but it's still hanging in there. It's only 10 laps, the Superpole race. So will the world champion gamble with it in that Superpole race tomorrow morning?
It's very tricky, isn't it? Because there's a new front tyre as well this weekend from Pirelli, so there's not much time, is there, through practice to try all of these different combinations when you've got new fronts, new rears, and goodness knows what else.
No, there's not. That's Alex Lowe's just coming across the line. He's 4th. Another great result. He's kind of like, we've not really mentioned him too much over the weekend, but the 2 Bimotor riders, Bassani and Alex Lowe's, they've done a great job. Don't forget, that's the first time this bike's been around this particular circuit as well.
Alex has never finished on the podium here, incidentally, but he has finished 4th a couple of times. Top Rack, Razgatlioglu, he's 20th. His 6th pole position of the season and the 24th of this glittering career.
Well, there we have it then. We have our qualifying result. It is Top Rack Razgatlioglu who goes to pole position for this weekend's race. Alongside is Nicolo Bulliger in 2nd. Then it's Bautista, Lowe's, Vieja, Jonathan Ray, Gardner, Locatelli, Bassini, Irene Vickers, Van der Mark, Gerloff, McKenzie, Lucanoa, Montella, Rabat, Sofoglu, Rinaldi, Nakashima, alongside Bobby Fong and Ivo Lopez. So that's the results then from the Superpole session. We will be back for race 1, and it will be live on the main championship channel of JB Motorsports. You'll be redirected to that now, ready to go for later on. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.